Cool here, and I'm just here to talk about. I came up with this idea that I'm going to call this "Just Saying News." I had a great conversation today with somebody at the bus stop when I was dropping off my daughter, and the conversation was generally about, he was asking, what was going on and how come there's such a difference between people who live in the country and people who live in the city. And to me, I just turned around and said, to me, it's kind of like, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? Do you want to live a lifestyle with currency, or do you want to live a lifestyle of humanity and spirituality? With that being said, what I was talking about is if you like the 9 to 5 job, living the high life, condos, fast cars, high end merchandise, I mean, all that stuff is great if that's what. How can I say it, if that's what your soul needs. There's other people who just like the easy life, who like to be farmers, or like to grow their own food, like to be dealing with solar energy, free energy, living off grid, not being part of this big label brand type lifestyle where you need the fancy cars and all that. An A to B car and something that is mechanically correct is what's good enough for them. With that being said, I was also talking about, how our leadership goes and helps others. And again, I have a problem with if you can't fix the problem in your own backyard, then stop going elsewhere and trying to say, I know how to resolve your problems. Because if you're not resolving your problems, I mean, I don't want to keep using this as an example, but I have to. I mean, the First Nation people here, still, you're dangling a carrot in front of their face, saying, you know what, we'll sit down with you. We heard what you had to say, but we're going to give it another year before we sit down and talk about anything more. In the meantime, we got some other scandals that are going on that we need to address, and we got some backdoor dealing that we need to cover up, and not to mention we need this C-51 of taking away people's rights that we need to get straightened out. C-51, that's another thing. I'll come to that a little bit later, but what I was getting at is I find it hard that you can go to other countries and give 50 million, 100 million, all this attention to aid and everything like that, but yet you're ignoring the people in your own yard. And I have a problem if other people around the world are still doing business this way, still doing business with you. To me, that's bad business. I don't want to do business with somebody like that. If you can't take care of what's going on in your own yard, then how are you going to take care of anything else? Fellowship dictates leadership. So if society is in a mass chaos, then our leadership must be in a mass chaos. I'm just saying.